LA Knight ain't no dummy. LA Knight knows that this could happen in WWE. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some recent comments made by the megastar, regarding his WWE career, but more importantly, his WWE future. Because for over a year now, the story of LA Knight has been one of immense popularity, met with creative frustration. Despite the WWE fans getting behind him in a massive way, lead the hashtags like "We Want LA Knight" trending online, the megastar repeatedly comes up short in high-stakes matches, including Money in the Bank and King of the Ring. This situation led to LA Knight himself speculate on the WWE Raw recap show that he was seen as such a threat that he might get politicked out of a top spot. This all is due to what fans see. They see it for what it is. In a fateful turn of events, LA Knight scored the biggest win of his WWE career over Seth Rollins, but it came under unfortunate circumstances. Rollins suffered a legitimate knee injury that forced WWE to change the planned finish on the fly at WWE Saturday Night's main event on July 12th. Now, according to reports, Rollins was originally scheduled to win the match. However, the injury occurred and a call was made to end the bout quickly to prevent further damage. LA Knight ended up hitting his BFT finisher and just got the win. A decisive pinfall for the megastar. So LA Knight said this in regards to how in character he could get politically talked out of his spot because he's seen as a threat. He says, "You want to talk about overlooked or underestimated or anything? I don't know if I'm underestimated. I'm seen as a threat that I am. Whether that means someone, how I get politics or anything else under my spot, maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's a bit of fear. I think I struck fear into people around here, but I don't know. It's not much overlooked. I'll just say maybe not brought to my fullest potential, if you will. But that's coming." Has LA Knight reached his full potential in WWE? No! This man should be a world champion. He should be a world champion right now. He should be world champion in Gunther. But at the end of the day, WWE goes with who WWE wants to go with. I have been on this for a while now. I personally do not understand why WWE has not gone the distance with LA Knight. I don't get it. The guy looks the part, he acts the part, he talks the part, he works the part, he is the part. From every checkbox that you want to list, this guy hits it every single time. But every single time that they put him in a big-time situation, in a big-time match against a big-time opponent, they make him fall short. And as a LA Knight fan, it's extraordinarily frustrating. I don't understand why they do this, but they do it. It never, ever fails. LA Knight's a guy that has been put in prime positions. He's also a guy that has been put in some bad situations. What do I mean by that? Crown Jewel, 2023, Saudi Arabia, challenging Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. That's what I mean. You had LA Knight, a guy that legitimately came out of nowhere, wasn't on the WrestleMania card, was fed to Bray Wyatt in that January's Royal Rumble, had been going from Max Dupree to LA Knight, Triple H saving his career, and he's just not doing anything on television. Now, when he is on television, he gets a reaction. When he is mentioned, he gets a reaction. Yet, WWE they haven't fully figured it out with LA Knight, but he's just getting these huge ovations, and the fans are majorly behind this guy. So what do? They put him in a feud with The Miz, they have him team up with John Cena, and he starts getting wins, and he started getting pushed, and he's on television, and he's cutting promos, and he's doing all these things. And then they book him against Roman Reigns, and they just crush any momentum that he had. He loses a fatal 4-way Universal title match at the Royal Rumble. Sure, he goes over AJ, but Money in the Bank, King of the Ring, all of these big-time moments, and he just loses. Now, they gave him a U.S. title run last year. They gave him 2, actually. One of which was an afterthought. They did not put any thought into this. Did not care about him as U.S. champion whatsoever. They lost to Shinsuke Nakamura, Survivor Series, won it back, right? We all know the song and dance. But LA Knight, he is in a feud with Roman Reigns. Or excuse me, Seth Rollins. Hopefully he's not in a feud with Roman Reigns. If he's in a feud with Roman Reigns, he's going to lose. But even with Seth Rollins, and I understand it's a big spot for LA Knight, and I understand that Seth is Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's leading the top faction in WWE, the top faction on Monday Night Raw. I get all that. And he's a main event guy. But when will WWE learn? Like, I understand, technically speaking, LA Knight got the win over Seth Rollins. But he kind of really didn't, because it was Seth who got injured. At the end of the day, it's either WWE just makes it really clear to the fan base, hey, this is not our guy. He's not going to be a main eventer. He's not going to be a legitimate champion. None of that. You guys need to let it go. Or, and the fan base just give up on it. Or you actually go with the guy. You put him in a top spot. You book him as a main eventer. Right? That's what you got to decide if you're WWE. That's what you have to decide if you're Triple H. What are we doing with this guy? And what is the best path for him? And if that's to make him a main eventer and a world champion, then you go with it. And if not, then okay, that is it. So just keep in mind when you talk about that with LA Knight. There are levels to this game. I think LA Knight is at the top of that list. I think he's a level type of guy. But I don't know if WWE views him as that, right? Like, we're going to find out. We're going to find out very, very soon.